Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another Pygame with OpenGL with Syntax for Bucky and the New Boston. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is, we've already defined our edges and our vertices or nodes, and now we actually want to pass through some OpenGL code that will start to render our cube for us. So we're going to go ahead and come down here, and let's go ahead and do define draw cube, empty parameters. And this function is going to do exactly what it says, and it's going to draw a cube. So some of the first things that you'll see when looking at OpenGL code is you're going to see something that says GL begin and GL end. And the official terminology for this is GL begin and GL end are used to delimit vertices that define your primitives. So basically your 3D stuff. Okay. So GL begin is going to take an argument which is used to sort of define like what type of or really the argument is like how should these vertices be interpreted. And then in our case we want to have it interpreted as lines. So we're going to use GL underscore lines. Whoops, GL lines. GL begin is a function that's part of OpenGL. And same with GL end. And then also this is a parameter that is part of OpenGL. So GL begin, we're telling OpenGL we're going to be doing some vertices with some lines here today. And then basically we pass through all that code right in here. And then when we're all done, we're like, okay, OpenGL, we're all set. So done. So now, what is exactly the code that we want to pass through? Well, the way that this works is you basically define your vertices and you draw some lines, and that's about it. So what we're going to say is for edge in edges. So for each of the edges that we have here, so we've got like this tuple of edges. So for each of them, what do we want to do? Well, we're going to say for the vertex. We'll go with that. Vertex. For the vertex in edge. So for each little part, right, so this is a vertex, this is a vertex, so these are corresponding to the number in this list, basically. So for each vertex in edge, what do we want to do? And we want to pass these through the GL vertex function. And what GL vertex wants, so GL vertex 3FV, what this wants is the X, Y, and Z location, right, of a point, which we have our X, Y, Z here. So we want the X, Y, Z. So how would we get the X, Y, Z? Well, since we've kind of defined all the way here, we've got edge and that specific vertex in there. So we would say vertices vert GL end, and we're done. We've drawn a cube. Crazy. So generally, like, this stuff can get kind of confusing. We could have, like, draw cube could have been a lot more complex than it was, just simply because what we've done is we've seriously shortened this code. Since we've got edge and edges, we've got all our nodes already specified, like where we're going to draw lines via these nodes, 0 to 1, 0 to 3, and so on. And so then we do that, we draw the lines using OpenGL, and we're all set. So now what we're ready to do is we've kind of like rendered this, but you have to understand it's basically like in the back end. So the draw cube is what goes on in the back end, just like any graphics, just like Pygame, where you drew everything, but it doesn't show up until you like just update the display. So then we have to actually draw stuff, and then just because we've drawn this cube, this is a 3D engine, right? So we need to, not only do we need to draw the cube, but then we have to kind of draw sort of the environment and what's our perspective in this environment. Where are we going to start, and then how might we modify that later on? Because that's where OpenGL really shines. It's like if we just need to draw a cube, well, that sucks because we could do that in 2D. But where it shines is when we can rotate that cube or rotate ourselves around that cube, and now we're cooking. So that's what we're going to start talking about in the next video, is how to get ourselves in the environment. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.